moving, Welcome back to the OVC Media Day here at Evansville, Indiana. We're at the Doubletree Hotel. It's the UT Martin folks that are up with us now. Head coach Jeremy Shulman and Lamine Niang. Did I say it right?
Yes, you did.
All right. When I worked on it last night, I'm telling you. Appreciate you guys joining us. Coach, you guys came in last night. The kids, you're like a force of nature coming into the foyer last night. All the stuff, the kids, the hair, they've got long hair. I like, this is my favorite guy now.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, my kiddos they're something else. So, it's funny. My daughter's in first grade. She's on fall break right now. And, we had some options. They could, just relax, hang out. They could go to the park. We even talked about having my wife taking to St. Louis and find like something kid friendly.
Sure.
Like, no. Like, Dada, I want to go to Media Day.
I was expecting them here today. I was expecting to have them on camera.
They are right outside, but my two boys are a little louder than my daughter, and so we decided, you know what? Maybe we won't bring them to the ballroom.
That was funny. When you guys came in last night, I said, they are like taking over the lobby right now. Here they come.
Yes.
So good. Year one to year two, how different is it? Because obviously last year, flying into the UT Martin job and then having to put together a roster. And now in your second year, even though you had a lot of roster change, maybe a little sense of stability for you.
It is. People said I was going to learn a lot in year one.
And did you?
More than you can imagine. And I'm still learning, obviously.
Sure.
I'm still learning. But I learned so many things. I've been coaching a long time, and I didn't know I could learn that much in 1 year.
Yeah.
Both positive and negative. And so just feel good. Feel good. Just feel good in year two. I mean, we got a lot of learning still to do. We got a lot of growing still to do, but it feels really good, kind of learning the lessons from year one, having some amazing returnees like this guy, and let's just have fun. Let's just go get better. Let's get lost in the process. It's interesting. I'm a big, I love to learn, right? And I was listening to this podcast, and it was I'm a huge into psychology, and this sports psychologist was talking about mastery-driven coaches and ego-driven coaches, and he started describing. And I'm like, oh, I'm obviously mastery-driven, like that's what I've been my whole life. And then the psychologist started speaking more and more, and I realized somewhere along the way I did lose myself. Wow. I was ego-driven. And I didn't realize it, because when I think of ego, I think of like arrogance or confidence. Sure. That's not it, but like it started being about what other people think, which is an ego-driven philosophy. And, whether it's wins, the losses, the social media, the what people might think of me and this and that, like I became ego-driven without knowing it. And so it's been a really, and I'm sure you could probably even see a difference in me this year and last year. It's that realization just opened my eyes so much, and just kind of, starting this summer when I kind of realized that, just getting lost in the process of mastery, lost in the process of trying to get better, of learning daily, learning from these guys. They learn from me sometimes, I hope, but I learn from them. And it's been very fun. It's been very refreshing. And it feels like almost like a rebirth, a little bit as
awesome.
A coach.
I talked to Matt Painter one year, and he was talking about they had a down season, and he said, I made a big mistake. I started recruiting the wrong guys for the wrong reasons because of those things you're talking about. He said, I had to get back to what I am and what we do. And I could see how difficult it would be to, with all of the surrounding voices, to just drift anywhere.
It's so funny you bring up Matt Painter. He's one of my role models. He's one of my idols. And I was very fortunate, outside the fact that I always love what he does for the reasons that you talked about. Like, you want to talk about a process coach who does it his way and it's different, and he's just obviously a brilliant basketball mind. But I had the very fortunate opportunity to be on the same coaching staff as Coach Painter in 2017 with USA Basketball U19. And here I am. I'm a junior college coach. I'm the only non-Division I coach there. And, Coach Calipari was the head coach, and Matt Painter was the assistant. Sean Miller was on the staff. It's like this, Ed Kalu was on the staff, this unbelievable staff. And so I'm just like, listen, if they want me to get coffee for them the whole time, that's all I'm going to do is get coffee.
That's right.
But every morning for breakfast, Matt Painter would invite me over to his table. Just him and I had breakfast, every day there during the training camp.
Little master's class right there.
Oh, it was, but it was also master's class just in humility and kindness and stuff that I believe a whole lot in. And it just, if Coach Painter's out there, watching right now, thank you very much. But it was incredible. So I was always a fan of his before that. Now I'm like a uber fan ever
Sure.
since then.
No, I hear that. Lamine, why number 34?
I mean, it started in high school, so I always wanted to wear number 7 or like 11. But the coach told me those number was already taken. So I was like, I'm a big fan of Hakeem Olajuwon. So I was like, why not?
Why not?
34, yeah.
Talk to me about like why UT Martin. Why? How did you end up here? And obviously, the Senegal isn't like around the corner. So tell me a little bit about that journey.
So I moved in here in 2018. That's when I came here for high school. And then I was in California. And that's when I went to high school for 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, before you go on, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, Senegal. Now I'm in California, and I'm in Martin, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Those seems like odd journeys.
I know. It's been an odd journey. And then I did 2 years over there when COVID hit. That's when I decided to move to Florida because people were still playing over there. So I moved over there, and then that's when I met Coach Jeremy Shulman. And then ever since then, I guess he, like I said earlier, he just fell in love with my game, like my personality. And then we built a great relationship since ever that. And then, like with his family, the kids, I can say that his kids was the one that recruited me.
For sure.
Georgia was the one that recruited me. And then, so even after my high school career, and then I went to college, back to California for 2 years. And then, and when he got a job, at that time I was still deciding where I wanted to go because my coach got fired the previous year and other stuff. So that's when he called me and then like, hey, I got this job in UT Martin. I didn't know anything about the town. Never been.
It wasn't on your bucket list?
I never heard of it. I know about Nashville because I landed at the airport and then go back somewhere else. I didn't know about Martin, Tennessee or anything like that. He told me, hey, I got this job and then I would love to have you come with me. Like, I don't know what you got to do, but you're going to have to. I'm like, hey, you know what? I think this is going to be a great opportunity for me. And then I never see a coach recruiting me this hard in my life, and then always wanted me to be part of his team and stuff. So I was like, you know what? Why not? Let me go there. And then I don't know what am I getting into, but like at the end of the day, I think it's going to be something good, and then I feel like I'm living that dream.
That's special. You talked about that. He talked about the kids recruiting. Brian Baroni always told me the best recruiter in the Baroni family was his mom. Like when his dad was coaching, she was the best recruiter. When he was coaching, his mom was still the best recruiter. You have this United Nations team. You had one last year too. Talk to me about communicating in practice.
So it's pretty cool. We speak all these different languages. We're Team FIBA, for international. But we tell our guys, at practice we have one language to speak. In the locker room, one language to speak, and it's called UT Martin basketball language.
There you go.
we got this complicated, like 7-page, like dictionary of terms.
That's
that
hilarious.
And so we tell them, this way you don't have to learn English. You have to learn Skyhawk.
By the way, I still haven't mastered all of it yet. Yeah, I'm still learning it.
It's probably more complicated than even
I
one.
know.
So it has been a way to kind of, bring us all together
Sure.
and we connect. But we kind of wear this, Team FIBA as a badge of honor.
Yeah.
We have guys from so many different countries, so many different nationalities, so many different languages, so many different backgrounds. And it just, that commonality of being different just brings us all together. And it's, I think it's pretty cool. It's pretty unique and definitely makes it fun to coach.
Tell people that haven't seen you play yet, your game. Like what are they going to see when they see you play?
I mean, do I have to reveal my secret yet?
No,
I just
don't give up any secrets.
No
Don't give up any secrets.
I mean, I think it's gonna be like just me out there, like the person, always like having fun no matter what, and then enjoy what I do every day. Because I feel like at the end of the day, if you don't love what you're doing, like you ain't gonna have success on it. So like they're gonna see someone out there who's like very enjoying what he's doing, be happy to be there, and then always like be there for his team every time they need him.
Love that. So many close games last year.
Yes, we did.
So many close games.
We did talk about learning.
Yes.
Yep, we did learn a lot from it.
And but a largely new roster.
Yeah.
So talk to me about the progress that this roster is making. And man, like you said, okay, learn some things. What those it just can be seasons like that, right?
Yes.
Where you have a lot of close games and you win a bunch and now you have a great record, or you have a lot of close games and you don't, and your record's, not as good as you want it to be. So just that fortitude, resiliency beyond those things.
Absolutely. Specifically to those, I don't know. I mean, we learned a lot, but we learned adversity. We learned again just how to kind of toughen up, how to callous ourselves a little bit from it. We learned how important being connected is to, if we're a little more connected, maybe we win 6 of those 8, or of the 1-point or overtime games,
right.
or we win 8 of the 13, 3-point or less games, and you have to believe. We talk so much about belief, and you have to like nothing can be, no matter how much adversity, it can't be wavering. You have to be unwavering in your belief and your connectedness and everything we have. And the other thing is, we learned in kind of a different way. We wanted to, really mix old and young this year. Like we have 8 freshmen.
I know you have a ton of freshmen. Yeah.
Is to our knowledge the most in the country. Arizona we found has 7. I don't know if anyone has more. We found a couple that have 6. We think 8's the most in the country. And that was all by design, just to not take any shortcuts and mix the great older guys that we have with these young guys that can help us win this year, hopefully, but also build the foundation. So we're not just chasing portal every year. We're not just chasing older guys every year and having to redo it, but let's build something really sustainable. I've got such pride in UT Martin and Martin, Tennessee. And, I want to make this a long-term, big time program, a long-term solution. And to do that, I think this is the right way to do it. And so to me, that was one of the biggest things we learned, kind of like tangentially to everything we talked about. But I love where we're going. We just, the young guys are going to have to grow up a little quicker than initially thought to for us to succeed to the level we want to this year.
Tell me, because the roster's so new, we know some of the names, but who's somebody that maybe people aren't talking about yet? At the end of the year, they're one of your teammates. They are going to be talking about.
We was gonna keep that as a secret, but
keep some secrets.
Holy mackerel! This guy is
right
tight-lipped.
I don't want to reveal our secret yet. I would love to keep it, but I feel like we're gonna have a FP which is Felipe, and then Ama. Those young guys, I think those are 2 that like people don't know about, and then they're gonna see like really, because they are guys that want to compete every day. They like come to practice, always compete no matter what. Like no matter what team you put them, they're always there, ready to be like to learn. Like they're willing to do anything. So like I feel like those guys like just that gonna carry them, and then to go along through the season. That like even like with their young mindset, they still gonna be able to go out there and produce every day. So,
at least he gave me something, right?
Yeah,
he didn't keep
names.
it all back, right? I appreciate that.
2 good ones.
Not a ton of D1 experience on your team.
Yeah.
How do you simulate that or help your players make that adjustment?
So that's another thing I learned last year. I don't know how much you can simulate it, just being very honest.
Yeah.
And we try to have hard practices. I think our practices are more physical this year than they were last year, and it shows. Unfortunately,
it shows a lot.
So we're trying to get our guys mentally tougher, but there's no way to simulate it. There's just not. When we stepped on that court against Illinois State last year in front of 5,000 screaming fans who couldn't hear anything with the band right on top of us, this amazing atmosphere, they can't simulate it.
Yeah.
And even with some of the scrimmages, I'm sure you remember the first time playing Central Arkansas in the scrimmage last year, how different even that was than anything we could do in the practice. It just, everyone's good at this level. Everyone's got talent. Everyone's got great coaching staffs. And so, some of this is our young guys just have to learn. And they have to learn on the fly, and they're just going to have to be mentally tough enough to know that we still believe in them, through ups and downs. And we're just, we have to do it the old-fashioned way, which is through experience. And these young guys will get that experience when we're at UNLV, and then we're at Bradley, we won 28 games last year, and we're at Florida State, and, they're going to grow up in a hurry.
But playing in some of those environments, it's what all these guys want to do.
Yes.
I mean, they're playing at UT Martin, but if you can play some of those other places, it's the thing they really want to experience.
Yeah, and we also chose. We're very particular about this year. Our schedule is very particular, so we also wanted some destinations. So at the end of the day, not only you play UNLV, who I was a UNLV fan growing up. I mean, Larry Johnson, Stacey Augman, Anderson Hunt, even like
That's
like George
those teams,
Ackles,
yeah,
like,
right.
unbelievable. But I mean, it's in Las Vegas. We're going to be in Las Vegas to open the season. I mean, what college player doesn't want to be in Las Vegas? Heck, the night before it's in Las Vegas is like Villanova and BYU and Florida and Gonzaga the night before. So, like, how about those 6 games? You got those.
Right.
I mean, those 3 games. You got those 2, and then UT Martin, UNLV. Those 3 games are big time matchups. And we're playing Florida State, you know, and which is a great part, great part of Florida. But Leonard Hamilton played at UT Martin, so kind of honor Leonard Hamilton by going back to Florida State. Then we go across the Panhandle. We play 2 games in Pensacola, and our guys get the destination of being near the beach. And so not only are we playing a tough schedule, but we want it to be destinations. We want our guys to enjoy the ride, and that's another thing I learned so much about last year. I mean, how lucky are we?
No kidding.
Holy cow, how grateful are we? I mean, to be at this level, to play these type of teams, to be around each other all day, every day, and compete with our brothers. I mean, we're fortunate. Let's make this enjoyable. Let's make this memorable. Let's win some games also.
Yeah. Appreciate your time. I'll let you get back to the kids. Lamine, appreciate
so much.
getting to
Thank
know
you for
you.
having me.
Jeremy, thanks.
Anytime. I'm always available.
Yeah, super appreciate you guys. We'll be back with the SIUE guys in just a minute. You're watching the OVC Media Day live from Evansville, Indiana. And now I have to make this move live to hit the red button.
That's great.
Perfect.
You're so